any good game, you're gonna notice there's verticality and there's depth. So like any game that has layers like that, I always end up liking a lot.
Obviously the main world is the ground, the open world, but there's maybe like of the ground, maybe 25% of that map is up in the sky, and then there's an underground, and it's like the whole map. So it's like you kind of got three open worlds to like explore.
And ladies and gentlemen, for our next topic, it's a hot one, it's a fire one, it's a fantastic one. Zelda. It dropped yesterday. I downloaded it, started playing it. Pucho downloaded it, went ham. It's over 24 hours in, deep doing work.
Wow.
I exaggerate. He's probably 12 hours in, I think it was. But yeah, he's way further in. It's a fantastic game.
I have 200 hours in it already.
So you that's nice.
Some will say I beat the game already.
I would hope the game's not 200 hours. That's ridiculous.
I paid $700 for the game.
All right. We're going to keep the conversation to just like the first couple hours of the game. So we might spoil some things that happen within those hours, but it's nothing
Dramatic.
you're not going to see in a couple hours into the game. Yeah, the game's amazing. It's everything I wanted a Zelda game to be. It's just good. Granted, I haven't seen. There's probably going to be complaints I'm going to have, like such as if they don't do like real dungeons. I really want Zelda dungeons, so and I'm not at that point in the game. There's just a lot of I don't know. It's everything that Breath of the Wild was, which was damn near perfect, but better, which makes this
Perfect.
damn near perfect. Yeah. I got some complaints. Still not a fan of the weapon durability stuff. Although in this game it's less of a problem because you could fuse weapons, it's actually very easy to get weapons that do decent damage. Whereas like I felt like in Breath of the Wild, it was like every time I got a weapon, I felt like I needed to hoard all the weapons with like the high attack power and only use the weak weapons. And this is like, oh, you could pick up a stick and combine it with this horn and it does like 12 damage or something. And it's like that's a decent weapon. So it's like easy to get something that's like decently strong. So for me, the durability is less of an issue, even though it's still there. Weapons are still breaking pretty rapidly.
Is there a point where I can get to that? Because I'm still, like I said, very early, and all I've done is pick up horns and crystals and sticks. So it's just like,
yeah, you're literally like, I think the first shrine that you do, so you're like super early. So I think the first shrine you do, you get the ability to like move any objects, kind of like the magnet in the first game. Although this is not a magnet, it's just like it's like just most objects in the game. It's just anything you can move. And then after that, I think the next one you get is literally how many shrines you've done? You just done one. Then
I'm not even at the first one yet. I was looking at it right before the pod, so I just paused it.
I see. So yeah, I think once you do the second shrine, you get the fuse ability.
Nice.
And then you get an ability to reverse time on an object. And then you get that weird ability where you could like jump through a ceiling. It's strange.
Damn.
But it's cool because like if you're like inside of a cave and you use it, you could just go and burrow all the way to the top of a mountain. So it's just like it makes the movement faster. And there's some puzzles where it's like, there's like a locked room above like, in a place, and there's caves underneath, and you're like trying to figure out how you get in there. And it took me a while to realize, oh shit, I got this ability. I could just like go straight up. And it took me longer than I care to admit. I fully searched the entire cave, and I'm like, there's no entrance to this locked room. And so I realized like, oh, I could just like zip up there,
Nice. I do. My problem right now is the visual of it. I don't know why, but the shadows of the trees on the ground is so pixie. Like, it just looks bad. And for a minute, I thought it was my TV. I'm like, there's no way. Like, this is. So I went into settings to try to fix it or something. There's obviously no settings for that. And That's the only thing that's killing me right now. Other than that, the game's fantastic. It plays smooth. I got to get used to the X and Y button location on it because for some reason I want to just tap A as the X. You know, just playing so many PlayStation games and not really using the Switch. But yeah, I like it, man. The game is crazy, and the different levels of height that there is on the map with all these little islands. That's like lit.
I I thought that was the coolest thing is that they gave any good game you're gonna notice there's verticality and there's depth. So like any game that has layers like that, I always end up liking a lot. Um,
It is strange.
Yeah, it's cool. The sky. It's obviously the main world is the ground, the open world. But there's maybe like of the ground, maybe 25% of that map is up in the sky. So there's still like a good amount of stuff up there. And then there's an underground, and it's like the whole map. So it's like you kind of got three open worlds to like explore. Um,
Crazy.
and the underground, there's less interesting things to find, but it's really cool because it's like pitch black down there. So you have to like use like these lights to like light up the area, and then you get to like these like points of interest, I don't know, and it'll light up like a big ass area, and it becomes like a fast travel point, and you could find things. I found a really cool boss down there. It was a boss from the first game appears down in the underground. I thought it was so freaking cool, and I was just like exploring. There was like no mission down there. I was just like running around. I ran into some people, and the whole fight broke out. It was really cool,
Yeah, you're
and the
deep.
fight was cool. They were like fusing objects to kill me with it. It was like a really cool fight. They were building like monster trucks and like trying to run me over with it. It was very interesting.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't wait to find that.
And there's a lot of comedy in this game. I was like, I don't know. This game, one of my few biggest complaints of Breath of the Wild. One, even back then, the game didn't look great. This game still doesn't look great. And then actually, there's zero graphical improvements on Breath of the Wild. So it's like the game that was on the Wii U, basically, is the game I'm playing still. It still looks okay, and I'm not like graphics don't kill me. So like you saying the shadows are very pixelated, I could understand anybody complaining about that. For me, it's just never been like an issue. I still play like NES games. I'll every now and then you'll catch me in my house. I'll play all the Mega Man games all over again. It's like it doesn't bother me, the graphics. So like it's just I don't know.
Is there a spot where you can actually dive in the water? Because right now, all I'm doing is just swimming up top. And I wish there was just depth where you can just go in the water, like, you know, and dive and swim around. But right now,
Yeah,
I'm just.
I don't. I was trying to remember because in playing this, I'm like, it doesn't let me dive under the water, and I'm like, did we have the ability to dive under the water in Breath of the Wild? Like, I don't remember, but yeah, so far I can't swim under the water, and maybe I just don't know the button. In which case, I'm an idiot. Whatever, but I do think it's a little whack that I'm not able to swim under the water. Um,
Yeah, it sucks then.
maybe there's a thing you could build, like some scuba gear or something like that. That'd be cool, but or like I don't know.
In the
I'm
in
hoping you could go under the water. I mean,
the
you go to
water
Zora's
boss.
Domain.
Yeah, the
there was
water
a
boss
water
in the
boss.
last game. I was like, I remember I was swimming.
There
You can
was
swim, but you can't dive. What's the
in
problem?
the water boss fight was actually cool. Those battles to get into the divine beasts were really cool. The divine beasts were really lame though. Like once you got in there, but the water boss fight was fire. It was like what's it called, Tony? When you're getting like dragged behind like a jet ski or something. The guys that are like surfing back there.
Wave skiing, like
No,
wave,
it's
wave running.
wave runners. No. Yes, wakeboarding.
Right. It's the boss fight's like that. Some Zora is like dragging you, and you're kind of like on like a surfboard, and
That's
you're like
fire.
dodging all these things and shooting things and killing stuff, and it's just it was a fun fight, and hitting these ramps and jumping in the air. Damn, my shoulder hurts. I'm getting old. Yeah. This game is it's just fantastic. Also, weird, of all the things that carry over from the first game, maybe there's more. I've been having a lot of trouble catching horses, all right? And I managed to catch one, and then I found a horse stable. I'm like, cool, I'm going to register this horse. And they had all my horses from the first game. So I was like, hell no, I'm whipping out my horse from the first game. I had a horse that was like maxed out stats. I'm like, fuck that. So now I'm running around with that horse. And
That sucks. I didn't play the first game like that. Wow, so I lost out of a horse.
I mean, you never had it, so you didn't lose it.
But you have it, so now that makes me
Yeah.
mad.
Oh man, I love how the game starts too. You start off max stamina, max health. It just
Gone.
felt good because I'm like, for like, usually in sequels, right? You always got to get weak, right, to make the game make sense. You can't be Superman at the beginning of the game. And it's just cool that you start off fully powered up, and then something happens that makes you have to like rebuild. But I always find it lame when it's like, I went ham in the last game, and as soon as it starts, I'm just weak. I'm like, this is stupid. I had all the armor, all the stuff. Like, come on, don't play me. Like, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was beast when I saw all those hearts. I'm like, damn, this man is maxed out. And then the sword, you get to use it on those bat-looking things. I was like, oh, this sword is lit. This guy breaks the sword with like one blow. I'm like, damn. Like, that sword wasn't really as strong. And then wake up naked, too. All weird things happen there, you know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, like my arm was black, waking up naked, got a new arm. All right, like it just starts off really like questionable. I was just like, oh, I don't know what the hell's going on. And then when you take that first leap into the world, I was like, wow, this looks fire.
Yeah, one thing I thought was like when you jumped from the sky down to the ground, I was like, there's
Trying to
no
hover.
way they're going to let you do that without like a loading screen. But there's no loading screen. And it's a big, and maybe there is a hidden loading screen, right? Like maybe that how long it takes to get down is the game like loading, but it's not that long. I was actually very impressed with like how big the world feels. And there's for any of you anime nerds out there, the game gives off some real Studio Ghibli vibes. With like it feels like some mix of like Spirited Away and Castle in the Sky. The music is nice in this game. Zelda music is always fire, but I don't know, right? The music is hitting in this game for me. I'm just liking everything. Yeah.
That's dope. Dope, have you purchased the game yet?
Yeah, I haven't been able to play it. I was gonna
Nice.
play it today. I didn't have any time. I was working and early in the morning. I don't even wake up, so
No, yeah, I get it.
haven't played it. Yeah, but
It-
I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, it's fire. The game is a little bright for me though. I don't know if it's the same for Pucho. I'll ask him when he comes back, but it's definitely a little bright. The fact
What do you mean
that
bright?
like it's just bright. Like if the game is just bright, everything's bright about the game. Like I don't feel like there's not enough darkness in the game. It's just bright, 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 bright.
Probably so that when you go underground, it feels really dark, or they probably had to boost the lighting so that underground works.
I don't know if the day-night cycle happens when you're in the sky, but it gets dark at night. And then, of course, the underground is literally pitch black. You can't see anything until you start lighting things up. So it doesn't always stay bright, but I think it's like extra bright because you haven't even gone to the surface yet. You're still in
No,
the
I'm
sky.
still in the air. Yeah, I'm still in the sky. I see the dragon off in the distance. I'm like, yo, I need to get to that. I don't know why. I just want to get to it. That thing looks fire. It sucks too because I passed a couple chests up until you get to that door. Right before you get to the walking step to the door, there's a little floating piece of land that has a chest on it. I can't get to the chest, so I'm thinking that's something I'll just have to come back and get to it some way somehow. But just like a small gap.
I think I know what chest you're talking about. Once you get the ability to like zip up through the ground, there is like a piece of that land that's like overhanging. If you go under, you could like get up, and so it's like stuff like that. It's just once you start getting your abilities, which you said you don't even have any of the abilities, but once you start getting them, you could start You could start doing things. I haven't built anything too crazy yet, but
It says you can grab anything and build it.
not anything, but you could grab a lot of things. Like I built like a car, right? But I didn't have any steering wheel or whatever, so it was just like I had like a platform and these wheels and then broop, I just started flying off. I hit a ramp and the whole thing got like discombobulated. It was crazy, but they have a lot of things that like. So far, I found like literally a rocket that you could attach onto things. There's like these fans that you could attach just to like propel you. Um, there's I found then yeah, and then there's a lot of pieces. Like I found these rails and a mine cart. I put a fan on the back of the mine cart, hopped in the mine cart, activated it, and I just started zipping all through the rails. There's like this metal pole, and I got a platform, hooked it up to a hook, and hooked it onto the thing, and I jumped on, and it was like a gondola, and it just started like zipping down like super fast.
Oh, that's right there where I'm at, because I see that little. Yeah. Okay, somebody get that ability.
There's a lot of cool. I've built some boats already. I built a catapult. That was funny. There's this thing where once you activate it, it just stands upright. That's all the thing does. But if you attach things to it, and if you stand all the way at the end and you hit it with an arrow so it activates, it just went boom, and it just like flung me like mad far. And it's just like things like that are just fun to kind of play around with. There are some things though that I've like been banging my head against the wall trying to build different things, and building wasn't the solution. So it's like I just locked it into my head. Oh, I got to build something to do this, and I couldn't figure it out. And it's just like, oh, you didn't actually have to build anything there.
That feels like Just Cause a little bit, like the freedom they're giving you.
Is there shops or anything where you can upgrade or change your clothing and any of that in this game? Yeah, that's like
There's some equipment you could find. I actually found the full. Actually, not a full. I found 2 pants and a shirt up in that sky area. And then I bought like a hat, shirt, and pants when I got down to the surface.
Okay, so there is some type of currency in the game.
Yeah, rupees. It's in the top right corner. You just got 0 of it.
And then
I made it hard to get rupees.
I also see that they got like a sound measurement next to the map or whatever. I'm guessing that's just to let you know like how loud you're being when you're sneaking around, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, if you're sprinting, it's obviously louder, but it's just showing you like you need to be quiet. Mainly, you could like sneak up on enemies and do like sneak attacks. Also, like if you want to catch a horse, you have to like sneak up behind it to like get on top of it. I'm sure there's other things that you need to sneak for, but those are like the 2 things I've noticed.
Yeah, the game's amazing. I can't wait to make some sort of like wingsuit with propellers and just fly my way back up to the top or whatever. Like, yeah, I like it though for sure, man. I haven't bought a Zelda game in a long time. So, this is my first purchase, and I didn't play Breath of the Wild. I just watched you and YouTube people play it. So it's kind of lit. Like, I can't wait to really bang it out and even game stream it for, on the One Up YouTube page. People can see it, and maybe people don't want to watch it just yet because everybody's trying to play it, but whatever. Don't
I'm
sleep
sure
on
there's
it.
people that'll watch it.
Don't sleep on it. Get
I
into
just
it.
I made a face because you called it the One Up YouTube page.
Oh yeah.
The One Up YouTube page. Yeah, I even built kind of like an airplane. I found these wings. It looks like a wing, and I put fans on the back. I activated it, and the shit just took off. And I'm gonna let you know, but because it took me a while to figure out this. When it's flying, if you stand on the wings, you could get it to turn. It took me a while. I was like, I guess I'm just flying straight. Like,
so it's not attached to you? Like, it's not like.
No, you're just standing on top of it. Although I did something funny. One of them fell off, and it was like nose diving, and then I was like hanging on to it like I was climbing, and it went like upside down, and then it like fixed itself, and then it started flying, and then I could start controlling. It was just something I was like, oh no, 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 yes, 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 you know. But I don't know. I'm having a blast with the game. I can't recommend it enough. Like I said, it's everything that Breath of the Wild was, just better for me. There's stuff. There's still a bunch of stuff to find, explore. The game's not like really holding your hand. It's fun to just run around, find things, and find out. Oh, there's a shrine over there. Oh, there's some secret thing and things like that. The combat is a little hard though. I've been getting my ass kicked a little bit. In the sky, it's easy.
Oh,
When
okay,
you start fighting these camps of these like bokoblins and stuff, they start kicking your ass.
As long as you got a shield, I think you're good. I don't like that there's no.
They'll break that shit. They'll hit it, bop, bop, and your shield will just shatter. Like,
is there no what do you call it? Like a parry or like a counterattack? Like if you catch it right, you break their guard and you can stab them or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you dodge at the right time, the game does like a slowdown, and you could do mad attacks.
That's lit. Like I said, I haven't got there. I can't wait to land on the ground, I guess. Yeah,
and then while blocking, if you tap the A button at the right time, it does like a parry, and then it's the same thing. The game then slows down. You could do mad attacks. Yeah, the combat's cool. There's a lot of crazy shit you could do, especially with the fuse ability. Once you pull out the bow and start aiming, you could like go into your menu real quick and pick an item that you want to like attach to an arrow. So you could like put a bomb on there, bam, hit them with a bomb arrow. You could attach like a fire rock you found that'll light them on fire. You could attach like the wing of a bird you killed that'll make the arrow fly farther, or the eyeball from a monster. It'll give it like homing abilities. The arrow will home on. So it's like there's a lot of things you could fuse. So,
and
you could
on
just
the
fuse
fly.
other things to just make it stronger. But
So I can't just have like a pack of arrows and just put only bomb on that, and then have another pack of arrows where I can only put an eyeball. You can only fuse it when you're.
maybe I haven't played that much, but so far it seemed like you fuse one arrow at a time, like on demand, which I think is whack. It'd be cool to just be like, all right, I want 20 bomb arrows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right. Definitely give it a try if you haven't, ladies and gentlemen. This game is lit. Sure.